It's me, Cletus, and the Candy Corn Crew, here to help us. I don't know what my issue is. Here to help us round to the nearest 10th. So that's going to be our goal for this little study buddy helper. We are rounding to the nearest 10th. So when we round to the nearest 10th, we can use a number line to figure out which multiple of 1/10 our given number is closest to. To do this, we can think about money, but remember, our endpoints must stop in the place we're rounding to the tenths. All right, so let's start. We have 2 and 3600ths. We want to round that to the nearest 10th. And little candy corn over here is saying, don't forget the whole numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to underline starting in the biggest place value, and I'm going to stop in the tenths place. All right? The number I round to has to be at least this big or bigger. Cool. So I'm going to think money. I'm going to say, hey, this is $2.36. So I'm going to think, all right, which multiple of dimes is this in between? So if I take off my pennies, which is my 6, if I take that off, I'm left with $2.03, aka $2.30. But remember, we want our number to end in the tenths place, so I'm just going to call that 2 and 3/10, $2.03. If I add a dime, aka if I add one more tenth, I will now have $2.04, aka $2.40. I'm kind of writing the cents equivalent underneath so we don't get confused and accidentally choose that as our answer. But it's just helping us think money. So how much money is in between $2.30 and $2.40? I know. What is it, candy corn dude? $2.35. You are correct, my friend. $2.35. That's our midpoint. So now we're going to think, all right, our original number was 2 and 3600ths, aka $2.36. Where does that fall on our number line? Is it before the midpoint, on the midpoint, or after the midpoint? It's after it. It's 1 penny, 100th after the midpoint, so it's about right here. $2.36. Cool. So now we can think, what multiple of 1/10 is it closer to? Is it closer to 2 and 3/10 or 2 and 4/10? Since it's past the midpoint, it's going to be closer to 2 and 4/10, so we're going to round it to 2 and 4/10, just like that. As you can see, I kept the whole number, and I stopped in the tenths place. All right, let's try another one. Now we want to round 9 and 7100ths. Cool beans. I'm going to start in the largest place value and underline until I get to the place I'm rounding to, which is the tenths place. So I know this is the smallest number I can round to, 9 and 7/10. I'm going to write that right in here as one of my endpoints. It's a multiple of 1/10. If I think money, that's $9.70, $9.07. If I add one more tenth, one more dime, that's $9.08. Cool. AKA $9.80. How much money is in the middle? What is our midpoint? I know again. I'm really good. I got great number sense. All right, little candy corn dude. What is it? $9.75. Wow, candy corn dude, you are on it today. Thanks for helping us out. 9 and 7500ths, aka $9.75. Cool. So now we're going to think, all right, self, is $9.71 before the midpoint, on the midpoint, or after? 71 cents, $9.71, that's less than $9.75. In fact, it's only 1 cent more than $9.70. So it's about right here. $9.71 are multiples of 1/10, the amounts that we're allowed to round to, is either 9 and 7/10 or 9 and 8/10. And we can see we are closer to 9 and 7/10. Therefore, 9 and 71/100 to the nearest tenth rounds to 9 and 7/10. You guys are doing awesome. High five, young ones. All right, Cletus, let's move on. One more, a spicy meatball. Cool, so we got a Flamin' Hot Cheetos spicy problem. 4 and 98/100, aka $4.98, rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, so we're going to not forget our whole numbers, little candy corn person. We hear you. We're going to start in our biggest place value, and we're going to underline up until the tenths place. This is the smallest multiple of 10 I can round to, so it's going to become my start point right here. 4 and 9/10. 4 and 9/10 plus one more tenth would be 4 and 10/10? Huh. 4 and 10/10. What's that another name for? Well, I know 10/10 is one whole. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 and 0/10. Another way to think about that is $4.90 plus one more dime, one more tenth, is $5. So I could write $5 respecting place value rounding to tenths, I could say 5 and 0/10. So I know you're going to answer, candy corn dude. What's the midpoint between $4.90 and $5? Let them try first. All right, kiddos, if you're watching this, what do you think? Well, if you said $4.95, you got it. And then $4.98, is that more than our midpoint, less than our midpoint, or right on our midpoint? Yeah, it's more than our midpoint. $4.95, $4.96, $4.97, $4.98. And we can see $4.98 when rounded to the nearest tenth. Whoa, dude. Holy cow. I'm going to stroll on over here. Whoa. That's going to round to 5 and 0/10. It's closer. Thanks, Cletus Candy Corn. You are so wise in your old age. So we have 5 and 0/10. All right, nerdlets. I hope this was helpful. We know it's super challenging, but guys, study hard and you can definitely do it. All right, bye for now. Bye for now, everybody. I'm going to spin around. Okay, bye.